1, 2, 3. Hello, good people. It's me, David. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. I'm just here on the Gold Coast at the moment. Haven't been back to Australia for many years, so it's good to be able to just breathe the air and just see familiar sights. You know, I think it's always important that we go back to that sometimes, so we get to know who we are and where we're from. Anyway, it's just fantastic to be back. Outsourcing has become a big industry for Australia. I've noticed on job websites, jobs now for like a social media manager or search engine optimization jobs are around $90,000 to $120,000 per annum. And if you're a small to medium-sized enterprise, this may be a tough thing to deal with, really. It takes a big chunk out of the resources you need to maintain and operate the business, especially if you're trying to expand or grow and to reach a larger clientele base. So outsourcing has become very popular, especially to countries like the Philippines and India, and now Thailand and Vietnam are also options as well. Thailand and Vietnam, compared to the Philippines and India, offer a couple of advantages. I would say number one would be definitely visa conditions for small to medium-sized entrepreneurs, foreign entrepreneurs, and digital nomads. So in Thailand right now, the one example I'll give is the Destination Thailand visa, where you can come and go from Thailand for 5 years. And during that time you can do remote work, or online work basically, while you're on this visa. And it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people to jump on that visa, because other visas in Thailand don't offer the same flexibility. You're basically attached to a Thai company and their conditions and their employment conditions, and they would not be conducive to a remote worker under any circumstances. So Vietnam also have the same options available as well. Another thing also is that Thailand and Vietnam have a massive supply of highly educated and trained young university graduates. I've worked at a number of universities in Thailand. The students would absolutely love an opportunity to work for an international business, or for a business from Australia in particular, because in Thailand and Vietnam, Australia is very well known, and almost everybody, I think, unanimously wants to travel at least to Australia at some point in their life. So I think that opportunity would be very good. Also, working under what would be considered Australian conditions, they would very much enjoy that experience and prefer that experience if it was available to them. While working at Thai universities, I've met students who have IELTS scores of 6.0. They're excellent English. You would consider it fluent in some cases. And the university graduates would definitely rival people in the Philippines, no questions asked, because at universities in Thailand they have a lot of Filipino people as well, a lot of Filipino students. So there's really not too much of a difference there. Of course, in Thailand there's people that don't speak English, but you'll find that the university graduates, even those that have graduated with master degrees in particular, will be highly functional in English. Also, just the amount of services and convenience in Thailand and Vietnam as well. Now in Hanoi, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh, we're starting to get up to a really good standard. 20 years ago in Thailand, if I wanted to get from one side of the city to the other, it would take 2 hours. Now it takes about 30 minutes. It's changed quite a bit. Not only that, you can live a little bit regionally outside of the city centre in places like Chonburi or even Prachuap Khiri Khan. Probably the cities I should mention, the names are Pattaya and Hua Hin, Huahin. Check it out. It's a beautiful little place. Very easy to get to with one bus. 90 minutes it took from Pattaya to the airport in Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi Airport. Very, very convenient now. And I think a lot of the graduates, in particular from Thailand, we'll talk about right now, would be very, very happy with that kind of work, and also just the flexibility as well, as long as they met the key performance indicators. So it's really a good time to think about finding those young university graduates and getting them involved, because they're available, they're looking for work, and a lot of them are not able to find work in Thailand right now. There is maybe a graduate surplus, you could say. Some other things to also just quickly mention is that I'm not too sure about the Philippines exactly, but in Thailand, the Australia-Thailand banking system do work very well together. So people will receive money 24 hours after the transaction has been made from Australia. So you don't actually need to set up a full company in Thailand for an outsourcing business. And this saves a lot of the hassles and problems with reporting in Thailand, and it also keeps operations in Australia, which makes a lot more sense, because if you don't really need two operations, you really just need as few businesses, I should say, as possible, just to keep costs down and to keep really the performance of the business and the maintenance of the business up. You don't really want to have two separate companies on two different continents. It can cause some problems, but just representatives from the Australian business to go over and make sure everything's running as it should. That's a very important thing to mention, especially for Thailand right now. It's a very simple thing to do, and I've been doing it now for probably 3 years. So what type of tasks do I believe could be done? Anything mundane. As I said, the SEO tasks, no trouble at all. Also like data entry, data management, preparing data for SQL servers, for databases. Also just maintenance of records as well. Ensuring that they're kept to what would be considered the Australian standard. These things can all be done pretty well. Anything that your business right now considers a mundane task, a repetitive task, just think about it for a moment. You probably got, businesses probably have 100 of these little tasks. All these can be done. The most important thing is that when putting together a list of tasks that can be outsourced, is that we're able to provide the training required to do the task. Okay? So I'm an Australian government accredited trainer and assessor, and I've ran English language teaching courses that are Australian government accredited in Japan and Thailand. And one thing that I've always been involved in is making the most simple training programs required to perform specific tasks. So I'll work with you to produce the documentation and the training required for practically anybody who has excellent functional English and good analytical skills and computer skills to be able to complete that task. And this training could just because it could be 1 page long, it could be 20 pages long. It doesn't really matter, as long as the process is able to be documented in a way that it can be followed by anybody. Then, as long as we've got that, everything's going to be fine. And these can then be stored and used by other staff as your business grows. And staff can be trained and retrained. The outsourcing staff can be trained and retrained, maybe, when new elements of that function are introduced to the system. But the most important thing is that we maintain a very clear, precise training manual for each job. And I'll work with you with that. Do that online, no trouble at all, to just ensure that your business can trust the people who are doing the outsourcing work for you. So anyway, check out itsasimplejob.com. That's the website, and send a WhatsApp message to me anytime you want. We're now looking at people. I'm now looking at people in Thailand who can do the job, and talking to some of them today as well. But also, just whatever your requirements are, just let me know, and let's try to think about how it could work for you to outsource some of your business operations to Thailand, Vietnam, and make sure that you're able to remain profitable and keep developing your business into the future. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope to speak to you soon. And just have a fantastic day, okay? Bye-bye.